Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is part 17D, I think, of Let's Get Cooking, cooking mechanics. The last one was a long video, so I decided to cut it in half because we're nowhere near finished on this coffee machine. It's quite a lot of things to do and a lot of changes to make. So, unfortunately, it is a long video. I had someone give me a comment in a Discord message saying, why can't I just do 15-minute videos? And I will very briefly explain why. When I was learning Unreal many years ago, I was using YouTube to help me. A lot of the people that had the 15-minute videos, you try and follow them along and you always come into problems because they would have a problem, they'd cut it and they would not explain things properly. What I intend to do when I started my channel was to show you the thought process, how we get around things, how a project evolves. So rather than having a complete project and slicing it up with lots of stuff that you would have or not use in your project, even though we've set it up near the beginning or whatever, I find that was a little bit confusing when I was learning. And I tend to think the way that if you are making your own project and you want to evolve it, so you're doing it step by step. And this is just how I'm trying to show you how you can evolve a project that you may have to go back and change things. Is it the best way? Maybe not. Maybe you should plan it all out to the last degree, which I could do right at the first outset, make all the functions, everything you need to do, and then we add the stuff as we're going along. Up to you. If you'd like me to try to make shorter videos, comment below or send me a DM. I will try to, but I assure you there probably won't be 15 minutes. There'll probably be at least 30 or 40 minutes. Okay, so let's get back onto this. This is still going to be quite a long project. We're back in our drinks machine parent, and we're almost done in it. Good news, we're almost done in this one. We just need to add a few event dispatchers. Okay, so let's go down to our event dispatchers here. We're going to add an event dispatcher and we're going to call this one Start Pour Drink. And check, does it have any? It has an input. Let's go over here to our right hand side to add the input parameters. And it's a Boolean, and we're just going to say pour drink. We're going to add another event dispatcher, and this is stop pour drink. Oh. Okay, technically it should be stop pouring drink, but this one has no inputs. And we have a third one, which is called button press. And that has one input. And it's called index. Or you could call it button index if you wanted to. And this is of type integer. Compile and save. And I believe that is all we need to do in this blueprint. Make sure you save and compile it all. Now, if we go back to our, I believe it's button, double checking. Yeah, let me find it. Just looking at this off camera, now I've lost it again. Okay, so we've got to have BPI button, a BPP button, sorry, not BPI button. We go to our timeline here, go to the end here, drag in our machine ref, and we can say cool. You see our event dispatchers that we just made are here. Start, pour, drink. We're going to copy and paste that to here and to here. The top one we will check the pour drink, the bottom one we will leave unchecked. And just double check, make sure I've not used any more. Yes, I have. So let's go down here. We've got this one here. We're going to go to our interfaces, our interact, and our event left click. We're going to say with our button index and our machine ref. And from the machine ref, we're going to say cool button press, where we put in our index there and the machine there. I am just checking on collisions for the static meshes for these to make sure I didn't set anything. So button base collision. I don't know why we've got all this gap in here. Block all dynamic is fine. Button is fine. Sphere. Okay, the sphere, we're going to go to custom, click on ignore all, and then go to your tracer and click block, compile. Also make sure we click simulation generates hit events, should be fine. Everything else should be fine. I believe that's all we need to do on that. So that is our button now finished. And that is our drinks parent finished. So we're now going to go ahead and make up some more data assets. And we're going to do our cup parent, I believe. It's probably the best one to do. Yes, because the cup parent's got quite a bit of code in it. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that straight away first. We'll do that one first, get the blueprints out of the way first. Parent, we made the BPP cup parent here, but we didn't do anything with it. Open it in a full blueprint editor. And I'm just going to hide the inherited ones here so I can see if we need to, what we need to add. Okay, so we need to add a few variables. Let's go ahead and do those first. Oh, not function. Variables. So we're going to add a variable. First of all, it's going to be machine ref. And this is BPP Drinks machine parent. Next one is going to be is lid on. That's a boolean. I'm going to go through them quickly. You can always pause the video. Okay, now we're going to make one and then we're going to just rename, duplicate these last three. So we're going to say lid start location. And that's a vector. Go ahead and duplicate this. And this is going to be called lid mid location. We can get rid of 0 underscore at the end. Duplicate that one. And it's going to be lid end location. So that's those done. And so we've got our base mesh, grab point, our pivot. We do need another static mesh, which I'm very quickly going to export for you. Export it into our folder, so we've got it, and I'm going to put that under meshes, packaging, cups. Go ahead and export that. Okay, so we can import that now. So let's go to our meshes, packaging, cups. We can just put it in here, import. All my desktop content here, but never mind. Nothing that shouldn't be seen. Right. Meshes, packaging, cups, SM coffee. Okay, it's brought in a material, but okay. If yours brings in the material like that, delete it. Okay. And we are going to go to our materials and we're going to make our own. Very quickly. Create a material. And call it M coffee. Oh, underscore would be nice. We're going to straight away make an instance of it. We're going to call it M coffee. Okay. it that way. Okay. Not sure whether we need to make an instance of it. So let's just delete that for a moment. If we need it, we can always go back and make it. Open up our mCoffee. Very simple. The translucent. Hold down 4. Base color. Alpha for the opacity. And I set a base color of, easier for me to copy the hex. The base color of that. Okay. But it doesn't matter, we're going to change that as we go along. Important thing is we're going to change this to a parameter. I'm going to call it color. Apply that. Save it. Go to our mesh. Packaging. Cups. Coffee mesh. And apply that M_coffee. Like so. Oh, this is a little tiny flat disk which we're going to use to simulate the cup having liquid in it. Okay, we can go ahead and close that. We can make sure we've saved our material. We can close that and drag back onto our cup parent. I have lost. I have so many windows open in my other project because they're windows that I want to make sure that I cover. So I don't want to go ahead and close them and forget something that I can't find what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Right, so back in our cup parent, on our pivot here, we're going to highlight our pivot. We're going to add another static mesh, and we're going to call that we're going to call it contents mesh. Like so. We can go ahead and set that to SM_coffee. And we just imported. Compile it. And we've got our material there. Good job. Okay, so let's start at the top. We've made our variables. We are going to just check our variables for now. Okay, location 00. That's fine. Okay. Pivot location, however, fine. So we won't see anything in the viewport as yet because this is just the parent. So we sort of have to trust my calculations, and we can always go back and change it if it doesn't quite work out. Okay, so back on the event graph, let's go to our begin play. We are going first of all to get our DA_container. Or maybe it's not underscore, maybe it's just DA container, like so. We're going to say is empty container, and we're gonna should have an is empty. We don't. Why not? because it's an inherited variable. Now, show you a little trick. Because it's an inherited variable, we want it to be inherited anyway, so we're going to make that variable, which was called is empty. And it's a Boolean. And what we can do is we can right click it and move to parent class, which will then open up the base class, which we compile. Actually probably opens up the parent class, the containers class, so we're going to move it back again. Parent class, we want it at the very root. Compile that. Containers, you can see now it's not there, but if we show our inherited variables, there it is. And in our top parent, we show our inherited variables. There it is. And we can also get is empty now. Let's set it. Okay. And go ahead and set that. We're going to get our base mesh, and we're going to set simulate physics to off. We do not. Oh, we want to start it with no physics. Reason for that being is that we can stack the cups on top of each other, and they won't all jiggle around and look like they're trying to escape. I was going to say something else for a moment. Okay. So we can go to our interfaces. What interfaces do we have? We should have containers, interact, and base, which we do. So in our BPP containers, we will have set drinks machine ref, and we're going to set our drinks machine like that. Okay, that's that part done. We go from our interact, event left click, we're going to work on this one. And we're going to do the function for putting the lid on. Okay. I don't think I've got any of these set up. I don't think I have. No, I haven't. Okay. Okay, so I'm procrastinating here, so let's get going. First of all, if you can see, we don't have a lid. Okay, and the reason for that is I didn't want it just hanging around there, hiding it. It might get in the way of stuff. So we're going to create a lid dynamically. First of all, we're going to get out is empty. Do a branch. If it's false, we're going to do a chef's comment. I know in the real world this is not particularly true, but in our game it is. Obviously, can't put a lid on an empty cart. Okay. Now, if it's true, we're going to do a do once, in case we get any button bounce or anything, which I have had happen. Then we're going to come out of here and we're going to say add static mesh component. Okay. we're going to split this pin. We're not going to put a target on here because the target is a base mesh, and that's absolutely fine. But we're going to say the lid start location is going to be our relative transform location. Everything else can remain the same. We're going to come off here and we're going to say set collision enabled to no collision. We don't want any collision on this at all. We're going to come out here and we're going to where did I put that? Hang on just a second. Of course. We're going to promote this to variable. We're going to call it lid mesh. Right, the reason I was having a bit of a brain fart then was because I couldn't see it in our variables just because it's components, so I won't see it in there. A bit of a senior moment there. Okay, so we're going to set that so we've got reference to it. We're going to get our DA container. We're going to get lid mesh, which we don't have. Okay, so let me see why not. I'll be honest with you guys, when I was making this coffee machine in my test project, I was looking at it and I was thinking, this is going to be a nightmare for videos, and I wasn't wrong. Maybe that's my inexperience in making videos, I don't know, but anyway, so we're going to open up a DA's container. We're going to hide the inherited variables just for now, save me confusion. And yes, there it is. We do have one more variable to add. Lid mesh, and that's going to be static mesh component. No, this static mesh. Like so. Pile that, we can go ahead and close that. We don't need that now. We can go back to our top parent. We can say get the lid mesh. Like so. Okay. Open up my blueprint again. Okay, we're going to get a lid mesh, and we're going to, from here, we're going to say set static mesh, and it's going to be our lid mesh here. From here, we're going to add a timeline. And down the bottom here, we're going to put place lid timeline. Unfortunately, you can't copy them. I think you can duplicate timelines. Let's have a go. You need two, that's the reason why I'm saying that. And we're going to do length for 2 seconds. We're going to add a float track. We could call it alpha, just like we normally do. Add our 2 points. Shift click. First one is 0, 0. Second one is 2 and 1. Enter. just the same as we've done many times before. Now I'd like to do my auto. Okay, this is a new for me, see whether we can actually duplicate a timeline. I don't think we can. No, we can't. Okay, can we copy and paste it? We can copy and paste it. Okay, so we rename this. Yes, it's got the correct amount, correct thing in it. So let's rename it and call it place lid timeline 2. And I believe it should be the same. Let me just double check I didn't change the alpha time. Okay, I changed the alpha time length on this one to 1. So move it to 1. And this point, instead of being 2, it's going to be to 1. We can do that. Compile. So, okay, so this one we're going to use down here. Off the finished here. This is going to be play from start, not play. Okay. We're going to get our lid mesh. Here. And we're going to set relative location, like we've done before. Lerp it. Before we add anything else on here, I'm going to copy these, paste them down here, put them on the update. Okay, so our alpha goes to our alpha, and lid start location goes to the A of this, then lid mid goes to there. Then on this timeline, we start with lid mid, we finish with lid end. And this basically, the reason I'm doing it with 2 timelines is to give the effect of like you're picking it up and moving it across, rather than if we did it in one timeline, it would sort of go diagonally across and sort of go through the cup, and it just looks not good. Okay, then we go from our second one, we drag in our lid on, we set it on finished to yes. Okay. Then we are going to get our kitchen manager. And we're going to set stage complete. We're going to say give recipe. So, and we should have food, set food in container, which is inherited variable. We're going to set that. Okay, that's that. And from our BP container interface, we've got set contents color. Okay. we get our contents mesh. We create a dynamic material instance. Source material is our M_coffee. Element is 0 because it only has one element. One saved here. Let me make sure I save everything. Do some reroute notes from the color. There. From here, we're going to say set vector parameter value. You see it takes in a linear color. Now in our material, we use the parameter name of color. Make sure you spell that correctly, capitalization and all. If not, it will not work. So that's that one done. I believe right now just double check that we got it all. I believe it's all we've got to do in this one. We've got to begin play. Double tap and tick we're not worried about. Set drinks machine ref we've done. Left click we've done. Set content color. We're done. Contents mesh. Go down to the collision. Make it a custom. It's really annoying me why this has gone like this. And we're going to go down and we're going to ignore pawn because we don't cause any problems with our pawn. Projectiles on it easy and you can ignore it. Everything else can stay the same. And we're done for that. Okay. Let's see how much time we've done. Okay, not too bad, 40 minutes. Okay, so now we are going to make some data assets. Go to our data asset folder. And I haven't added any extra ones, have I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, I added a workstation one last time, but we didn't use it, so it should be fine. And we're going to go appliances. We already made that one. Good. Recipes. Actually, so let's go do it. Containers. Packaging. Okay, we need to make 2 here. And these are from containers, so miscellaneous. We go data asset, DA containers, select DA underscore 12 OZ cart. For metric people like myself, I do apologize, but this is the cups I find online. I think they were in Unreal Marketplace. Fab as it is now known. What am I trying to do here? Duplicate. We're going to duplicate this and we're going to name this 16-ounce cup. We're going to make them, then we'll fill them out in a moment. So I think that's what we need to make there. Let's fill these out straight away. Okay, so type is a food container. Can buy, yes. Capacity, we're actually going to use it. So this is a 12-ounce cup. It's empty container. You make sure you need to check that to be true. Lid mesh is going to be, it's 12 coffee cups lid. Mesh there. Okay, you can hardly see it in there. Static mesh is going to be the 12-ounce cup. Oh, come on. Copy and paste that. Copy and paste that. So 12-ounce coffee cup, medium coffee cup is what I've done. Interaction message, so the interaction key is E. And we're going to put pick up cup or LMB to add lid. We're going to clear the username. That is that for that. You know what, to save ourselves a little bit of time, I'm going to go ahead and delete the 16-ounce cup now. And then I'm going to reduplicate this because it'll have most of the information that we need. Just need to change a couple of items. So let's do that. So change that to 16-ounce cup. The mesh we're going to change to 16. Lid 16 cup. This amount here is important, so make sure you change that to 16. That stays the same. That goes to 16. And we're going to say large coffee cup. Everything else remains the same. Make it a bit quicker for us, didn't it? Okay, so we go ahead and close those. They are done. And what's the next one did I make? Did we fill out the coffee machine? We did. We filled it out last time or time before. Now I think we now just have we have a couple more to make. Back to our data assets. Go to our I'm going to put items data food. And we can, I think this is very simple. Yeah, it is of the ingredients. So we're going to make a new data asset. Ingredients. DA underscore coffee. Now, obviously, if you decided to make cola and whatever, cola and orangeade or whatever, then you will change these accordingly. Okay. We're going to open that up. Why I put 30 in there? But so we're going to go around here. We're going to check can have items added. Check that. Amount in carton. this stage we're not worrying about. It is an ingredient. Mountain pack we're not worried about. No static mesh. Name is coffee. And I just put a quick thing here is fresh ground coffee, and everything else the same. This is very simple. This is just a mild representation just for our lists. So we can go ahead and close that. And the final ones we need to make are in our recipes. So data assets, recipes. We're going to make 4, but we'll do 2 and then we'll duplicate them because they're almost the same. Okay, and they are of DA recipe. So let's make data asset recipe, select, I'm going to call this DA underscore mid black coffee. We're going to duplicate that. No, we're going to fill it. We're going to fill it out. We duplicate it and duplicate it again. So let's start off with medium black coffee. I'm going to open it up because everything else is the same. Now these ones take a bit longer. That's why I want to try and just do the one and just change it slightly, duplicating it rather than having to keep repeating the process. So ingredients list. We're going to add 1, and that's going to be our coffee. And here's the long part. I'm not sure whether I can copy. I'm going to try it. Copy instructions. Paste. No, it didn't allow me to paste. Why? Maybe because, okay, so it won't allow me to use the map. That's utensils list. We don't want utensils list. I'm pasting it wrong. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we may need to, yes we do. So we need to go to our, quickly, our enums. And I think this is ePEP stages. I'm going to quickly do the same on mine. In here. Okay, so the last one got the closed food container. We're going to add another one. I'm going to try and rush through these, but please pause the video to see them. You don't have to try to keep up while we're adding these. I'm not into doing fast forwarding on my video editing, so I'm not likely to be doing that. Like I say, I want to try and show you. Oh. Paste it in there, so copy. And paste. So we've just added 4 more. Place cup on drinks machine, select button, remove cup, put it on up. Make sure you save it and go ahead, and I'll leave it for a few seconds and we're going to close that now. So let's get back to our, what have we got here? Okay, our medium black coffee. Should be our medium black coffee. Yes. So here we got, first one is paste cup on machine. Second is select button. Next one, remove cup. Next one, put lid on cup. Next one, add to delivery container or carton or bag. Add to delivery bag, and then send for delivery. That's those done. Prep stages. We've got basically the same order. Paste cup on machine. All of these are going to be none, so you don't have to worry about those. Select button. Remove cup. Put lid on cup. Add to delivery bag. Send for delivery. And then completed. Okay, again, pause the video to help you out with that. I can't copy this, can I? No, I don't know why it doesn't allow me to do it. Okay. So we're going to add some more, and again, it's the same thing. We're just going to change the messages. So, place cup on drinks machine. Select button. Remove cup. Put lid on cup. Send for delivery. Oh, sorry, add to delivery bag. Again, this one's the order doesn't matter. So if you get the wrong order, these ones don't matter, but the above ones do. So be careful with those. Send for delivery. And you can see now why I want to try in a moment and copy and paste and just edit rather than redo the whole thing again. And this one will be our none. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste, and you can read them at your leisure. Trying to do this to not make this video too long, even though there's still quite a lot to do. I want to try and reduce it as much as possible. Can't copy and paste now, and these last two ones are actually the same. Okay. Now, price we're not going to worry about, but there will be, after this, we're going to be doing an ordering system where there will be pricing and money and stuff like that. So we will do that. but contents quantity does matter. That is 12 in this case. And the appliance used also matters is drinks machine, NaNA, and we're going to import, oh, not to here, we go to our UI folder, artwork, we're going to import our cup icon which we made. Okay, open it up very briefly, make sure you set it from texture group world, from world to UI, and we can use that as our icon. A name, medium black coffee, and a big description. Again, you can make your own descriptions up. Feel free to do whichever you want, and the rest we leave as is. Save that. Okay, the next ones are not going to be so painful. Let's go to that folder. We're going to duplicate this, and we're going to call this one medium white coffee. I'm sorry, I'm a bit old-fashioned. I still call coffee black and white. I know it should be with cream and without cream, but I've always called coffee black or white. It's the colour of it. Okay, so medium white, we're going to open that up. Everything else pretty well stays the same, apart from a little bit down here. We're still on the 12 ounce, so instead of press black coffee button, we're going to say press white coffee button. Anything where it says black, we're just going to change to white on this one. And I believe that there, the size is still the same. The message, I've only made the one icon, so I'm not going to change that. But if you want to make more icons and differentiate them differently, then entirely up to you. Just double checking, everything stays the same, so it makes that one much quicker to do. Now we're going to, basically, we're going to go back to our DA black. We're going to duplicate that again. And we're going to call this LGE for large. Make sure we get rid of the 0, the 1 at the end. And what we have to do in here is we have to be a little careful in this one. We have to, where we got 12 ounce cup, we're going to write 16. Contents is going to be 16. And I believe everything should be the same. That was nice and quick. Ah, no. Here, we need to change that to large. Okay. Oh, and the button here. No, it's still black coffee. No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. Save that one. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to duplicate that. and we're going to call it, you guessed it, large white coffee. Okay. I do apologise for my phone. We're going to open that up. Again, 16 ounce cup fine, but we're going to change anything that says black to white. Copy. Paste. Paste. I believe it's the only 3 places. The size is correct. 16 ounce. Quantity 16. Yep. That should be all we need to do. So that's that one done. So it seems like a lot. Once we've done the first one, the others are relatively simple to do. Compile and save. Now if we play the game and you hit your menu, you should see the 4 new additions in here without instructions, ingredients. Well, that hasn't shown up. But don't know, hasn't shown up actually. Let's go and just check that why it hasn't that shown up. So let's start off with, doesn't really matter, medium black coffee. Okay, we've got a quantity of 1 there. Okay. Did we actually put a name in the coffee? We did. Okay. Even white. Let's see, we've got a quantity of 1. I've got a feeling that we're excluding it if it isn't there. Although it was a name, it wasn't excluding. So this is why my videos are so long, because any little problems I try to solve with you guys watching, not just cutting away to it, unless it's a problem that I think is going to take some time. Now I cut away, then I will explain what the problem is. But if it's something that's fairly simple to do that I can see straight away, I will try to do it. So let's try. We're still not getting the word coffee. Okay. See here, we're getting the ingredients. The coffee's updating everything here, but it's not updating that. Why not? Okay, I'm just going to very quickly pause the video and find out why that is, and then I'll show you what it is. It might take a little while to find out. Okay, I found it. Spot the idiot mistake. In our DA coffee, our ingredient, I've put the name and the description in the wrong place. So cut them from there, put them where they should be, where it says item name. If you followed along, if you're smarter than me as you were going along, and put them in the right place, and it all should work. Get that in here. Make sure you save it. It should now show correctly in our ingredients list. Let's try. Here we are, coffee 1. Exactly what we want. Okay. We got previous, we'll go next. They all update as they should do. Good job. Okay, so we know our data assets are working for our recipes. We've done our two parents, so now we're going to make the child blueprints. And we're already at an hour, but I'm going to continue. And no, I'm not actually, because this is going to take maybe another hour, I think. So we're going to have a part E. Okay, I'm going to call it here. We're already set up. The next one we will actually be making the cup blueprints and the coffee machine blueprints and testing it to see if it all works. Plus there are a couple of little changes we have to make on for the pinned recipes. I'm going to call it there for this one. I'll see you in part E. And if you like my content, don't forget to like, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments, or you can DM me on Discord. Join my Discord server. Links are in the description below. And if you don't like it, just tell me why, but be civil about it. I will delete any abusive comments. If you really like my work, consider joining my Patreon or buying me a coffee. Every little helps, and it all goes towards making more content. See you in the next one.